So we've looked at the theory and the concepts. Now this is our first example of bass design. We're going to use as a backing the example from earlier in the lesson where we had the stab sounds on top of the beats that we created last week, which were found sounds. So have a listen to that. The sub layer is coming from the EXS24 with a sine wave. What we want to do is to add another layer on top that's going to be the nice bright and buzzy texture that we're going to modulate as well. So we're going to do this using the EFM1. Set up a new instrument track. Going to drop down the EFM1. So this is an FM synthesizer. Going to bring it over here because I also want to show you in terms of the EQ profile of the sound what's happening. So we're going to bring the analyzer over here so you can see as well as hear the difference of the parameter changes I'm going to make over here on the EFM1. I'm going to drag the region down, that's the sub bass, so we're going to have exactly the same notes, and I'm going to call this mid/lead. I'm going to push Alt plus Shift and N to name the region based on the track. So let's have a look. I'm going to solo this, going to bring the volume down. Let's get a little bit of a balance before we move forward. So the sound you can hear is a plucky bass sound, and what I'm going to do firstly is take the transpose to none. So we've gone up an octave now, and you can hear that plucky texture. That's because on the modulation envelope here the settings are with the sustain down, and we've got this decay here to create that plucky texture. Let's take the sustain up. Now the other thing that I'm going to do is to bring out some more highs using the FM depth. You can see those coming out now. I also want to take this to mono as it's a bass line, so we're only going to have one note at one time. And I want to bend the notes as well. So we're going to take glide up. I want to add some more life to it. So you see over on the modulator, we've got the wave control, so I'm going to increase this. Notice the high frequencies really coming out now. Bear in mind, these different textures that you're hearing as I'm rotating, these give us lots of scope for creating different textures in the tune whilst it's happening. As part of the composition, we could be automating this, as well as modulating the sound with a filter as well. Also, when I rotate around here, you can see there's less bottom end, so it's going to slot in really nicely with the actual sub bass as well. Just going to have a listen now. Going to bring the sub on. I'm going to add some stereo detune. Bring the sustain level on the volume envelope up. And now to add the extra bite, we're going to rotate the FM control. I think somewhere about there is going to be really nice. So that's the actual sound design in terms of creating the raw sound. We want to actually modulate this, and most people are going to reach for the filter cutoff, but we don't have that on the EFM1. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to apply an insert filter, auto filter, and we're going to modulate the sound with a variety of different settings, and then we're going to process it as well after. So these are things I'm going to do in the next video, but just as a little taster, what I want to do is just take off the cutoff modulation here for the envelope, take the threshold right up, add some resonance, bring the fatness up, and I'm going to wobble this manually for you now so you can get a vibe on the kind of things that we're going to look at in the next video. So all of that stuff could be routed through the LFO as well. It's going to be something that's going to really bring that sound alive. If you combine that also with the adjustments on the wave control here on the modulator, you're going to start to see some of the potential. But we're going to look at all of that in the next video.